everyone, and welcome to Threefold Talk. We finally achieved our goal, which is to get rid of the Wetlander. He is not with us tonight, so we are in control.
Yes, take over!
Knock him right out of here.
Yes.
We did gain ourselves, I guess you can't really be called a Wetlander, though, can you?
No, I don't think that's accurate.
No, not quite. So we have a very, very special guest tonight, and that is the lovely Ebony, who many of you probably know from Jordancon and Dragonmount. She is amazing. Ebony, how are you doing tonight?
I am good. I am excited to be here. And that opening is very impressive.
We definitely made it.
I pressed the button and made it go.
Well, hey.
I love it. Look, you guys, Bain&Chiad is hosting.
It's so weird. What? Beth Weston, where is my green? I am very sorry, Beth, but I have my Stabby Stab shirt on, so I hope that makes up for it, Beth. Oh my God, Mel has hers too.
Winners!
And this is also a Threefold Talk pom-pom beanie, which you can get at the Malkier Talks website if you would like one.
Yes.
So, Ebony, back to you. How are you doing? And tell us more about what you do in the community.
I do a little bit of everything. So at Jordancon, I am the new member services director. So pretty much I just hand out hugs when we're allowed to hug and make everybody feel welcome about Jordancon. I occasionally do some videos for Dragonmount, but real life keeps interrupting me. So I haven't done any lately. And then I run 2 Facebook pages for Wheel of Time. So a little bit of everything. And I very much try to get people to join the cult of Wheel of Time. So I will literally send anybody a copy of Eye of the World if they act the least bit interested. I've done it 10 times.
Nice.
I even got my 20-year-old son to start reading it because he watched the show with me. And then he started reading it, and then he went back to college, and so he isn't reading it right now. But
that's a fail. I started in college, so I don't even know what he's talking about.
I started in college too, so
yeah.
I
can do both.
Definitely went down that semester. But I finished all the books that were out up to that time.
That's a really good question. I honestly didn't track the correlation between my grades and when I started reading the books, but there could be some sort of relation there. I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also had some pretty hard classes that semester, so I'm not sure which one it was, the classes or the fact that I was constantly reading the books.
Oh my gosh.
Could be either, but he's majoring in chemical engineering and he's got a scholarship.
Ooh,
and I'm you have to keep your grade point average up. I can't pay for this. You have to keep your scholarship.
Yeah, so is he gonna join the Guild of Illuminators when he graduates from college?
I'll be honest, I don't think he has thought past the end of this semester. He is very much I just got to make it through this, Mom, and then I'll focus on other stuff. Well,
you could also do just Harrod Fowles Academies. There's a lot of work out there.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Is he a stone dog? Because stone dogs don't really think ahead very much either.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if that's his warrior society.
Yeah.
They just spend a lot of time staring at butts. So
yes, they do. Speaking of.
Yes.
There's so many things to scroll through.
He's just leaving us waiting.
Yes!
First butt rock.
I hope that was a record for the earliest butt rock of all.
I feel like we should put that on the whiteboard in the planning room. So when Rob comes back, he knows that we overachieved.
Yeah,
You did.
less than
Mhm.
6 minutes and 30 seconds in.
Totally. Melindhra, you had an adventure earlier this week. Do you want to maybe tell everybody about that a little bit? What you can tell?
Yes, I'm happy to share. So I went to the in-person inaugural gathering of mass amounts of creative humans called South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. My company was there and we were representing, but I got a little bit of time to do things that were totally unrelated to my work. And I had a amazing experience seeing Jonathan Van Ness and Alok speak about beauty and, you know, taking over the beauty industry as people who are, you know, gender nonconforming and trans feminine. And, you know, especially with some of the drama that's happening in Texas lately, it was a beautiful conversation about the duality of living an existence where your life is constantly at threat simply for being who you are, and embracing the joy of living anyway. And I found it really moving and really like soothing for my soul. So that was very cool. And Jonathan Van Ness has launched JV and Hair recently, and they were doing a pop-up salon, so like people could go and get their hair styled for free as like this like bonus South by Southwest thing. So so I had another kind of free morning, and I like literally hiked Aiel style like halfway across the city to this pop-up salon and like waited in line for a really long amount of time to get in. And there was so many people who were just like so happy and joyful trying out his hairstyling stuff. And I was in line, and they finally let me in the building, and I really needed to pee. And so they were like, I was like, is there a bathroom I can use? And they're like, and they're like peeking back kind of like awkwardly. And I was like, what is happening? I was like, can I just use your bathroom? And then they're like, okay, you can go. And so I walked to the back, and I'm standing like kind of in this little alcove waiting to use the bathroom. And then he like walks in front of us, like there was just like two people. And so Jonathan Van Ness is like, hi. And I was like, hi. I mean, I got to say hi to him. And I feel very upset because my hair was looking especially fabulous that day, and he didn't touch it at all. He didn't touch my hair, and I feel like he should have. It was a big fail on his part. So I did get to say hi to him. And then I went to the bathroom, and I came out, and my boss called and was like, one of our colleagues hurt himself, and we have to go do this thing like right now. And I was like, all right. Okay, bye everyone. And I didn't get my hair done at all. I'd been waiting there for like 3 hours, and I didn't get to do it. But I got to see him in all his joy and beauty, and it was just it was a lovely experience. I also saw this fantastic conversation on the future of sex. It was with 4 different people who were in 4 different women who are in various fields in the sex industry. One is creating sexual pleasure devices from the lens of what actually works for women. So she's actually doing health studies about female sexual pleasure and like gathering data. And she was saying that for every one study there is about male sexual pleasure, for every 5 studies there are about male sexual pleasure, there's only 1 about women. And she's trying to like change that paradigm, which I thought was really amazing. There was another group there who started a website to teach people about how to have better sex, just to like kind of take the taboos off of it. Another lady who was a researcher into sexual health and specifically Native women's sexual abuse. And then another lady who was a sex therapist, and her voice, I swear guys, was like ASMR. Like every time she spoke, she just like leaned forward to the camera and was like, okay, and we just need to tell them it doesn't need to be like that, guys. And everyone was just like, Anyway, so those are 2 of the like fun, like totally non-work related things I did. And I saw a bunch of very silly things as well that were frankly ridiculous, as South by Southwest can be. But I had a really good time, and I just got back yesterday. So thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, that's all really amazing. I was not expecting to be so touched by stories from South by Southwest, but those are really lovely.
I was very surprised by it. I think I just got lucky in what I chose to spend my free time energy on, and I took a colleague who is much younger, and she said that she found the JV and a look conversation really eye-opening and really educational, and she was really glad that she kind of like let me drag her along to it. So it was nice. Good time.
Awesome.
Wise One Shelly popped in the chat. So hi, Shelly, if you're still there. It was lovely to
Hello,
see
Wise
you.
One.
We miss you. Leigh-A, how have you been doing recently? What's going on? I see you got your frying pan with you. What can you tell us?
Not much. Just keeping up my Aiel training. So kind of got back into that the past couple of days for those of you who follow me on Twitter. So have actually officially signed up for the half marathon in June in San Diego.
Wow, good for you.
My first sister and her husband will be joining me. They will be running much faster than me because they actually are in shape to run regularly, whereas I'm getting back on the bandwagon.
I bet it's very difficult to keep up your endurance when you're a roof mistress, right? Because
it is, yeah, and that's been my problem the past couple of years is, I stopped being a maiden of the spear, so I haven't gotten out of the hold a lot and just let life suck me up and found excuses not to do the Aiel training that I used to do. So getting back into it.
That's awesome. That was real. I saw your tweets. It was very impressive what you did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I could have done what you did on your first day back in training. So good for you.
Yeah.
Ramen rattle for you.
Yeah. I don't know if I should bow or curtsy or.
I mean, you're wearing a tiara. We should all bow to you or something.
I wore this in honor of
what
our
Wetlanders do.
Yeah. Also because it's a Jordancon thing. So
It is a Jordancon thing. My husband is very upset that every year I buy a new one. But
I'm buying a couple new ones this year as well.
Well, maybe you should buy him one, Ebony.
He has not earned it. He is a concubine. And
okay.
So he didn't earn one. No. It's it's so rarely I spend money on myself for things. I'm like, Jordancon's my one thing. I get to be the Empress. I'm getting a new one every year, and that's it. So, and it gives the kids something to inherit. So.
Perfect.
This is my mother's collection of tiaras.
Yes.
Oh, was she a beauty queen? No, she was the Empress.
That's right.
So much better.
But you know what? We all say may you live forever, so I don't think they're ever going to inherit anything because you're supposed to live forever, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
I'm pretty sure the minute I go senile, my youngest, Avienda, is taking everything. So.
All right, so you might live forever, but
she's gonna take the fifth out of your body.
She absolutely is.
I love it.
All right. I think it's time for a little bit of Daily Veil. What do you guys think?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah? All right, let's do it.
Spear brothers and sisters, it is time to cover up your face, for the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spear's roots. This is the Daily Veil.
All right. So our first item of news this week actually comes from shortly after our last show over the weekend. Rafe Judkins posted about his anniversary with Taylor Napier on Instagram, and we got some beautiful images of the Aiel waist, which we are going to talk about. Look at this.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Looks like home.
that is home.
Now, do you think that they were having a clan chief meeting here as well? Because I see quite a few cushions on the ground.
I think someone forgot, like their Gaishain forgot to pack their tent. And they just just set it up outside instead.
Well, I think they might have had the Gaishain move everything out from the tent so they could be away from the group and just have some private time under the setting sun and eventually the stars.
Yeah. I wonder what the weather was like. Like, was it just such beautiful weather that you could just sleep outside with like just a blanket?
Well, you definitely eventually need the blanket because it does get cold at night.
Yeah.
So, and is that Rafe's partner there wearing a blanket?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it
And
has a hood too. Maybe it's like a Snuggie.
Ooh. And correct me
Maybe
if I'm
it's
wrong,
a
I think I
water
read
club.
somewhere they've been together for 10 years.
Is that
Yes,
right?
it was their 10-year anniversary. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That is so sweet.
Very lovely.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yep.
Relationship goals.
Totally. And he said that the sky was actually so bright that he actually turned down the exposure in some of these images.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
then
incredible.
they had tea. Someone came and served them tea. That looks like the
Sean is
next
not
morning,
wearing
I
white. That is not appropriate.
Yeah, I feel like that Gaishain hasn't kept his robes very clean.
No. Yeah, definitely has more toe. And I don't think those are appropriate Gaishain shoes either.
No, absolutely not.
Not standard issue.
They don't look like any third age shoes I've ever seen, personally.
No.
So, yeah.
No. I thought they were supposed to be like kick-ass soft leather boots, right? Isn't that what they're supposed to be?
That's right. Mm-hmm. Soft leather boots.
Well, regardless, it's beautiful, and I'm
Mhm.
so happy for them that they had a moment to celebrate together in the midst of filming everything. That's great that they made time for that.
Absolutely.
Totally. Very
And they
beautiful.
chose the waist as their anniversary location.
Why wouldn't you? It's the perfect place.
Yeah.
It's
I'm going to leave this as a slight lead-in to something we're going to talk about later. This is why you should vote for the Aiel. Remember that. We're going to talk about that later. This is one reason. When we
We can
circle
talk
back
about
to
it now. We
Or we
can
talk-
move on to that. Yeah. Let's do it. So,
I didn't change the order of things, but that's what we're doing.
we can do it. We can go out of order.
And this is why we love having you in charge and not the Wetlander.
I will not make you wait to talk about these exciting things. So yeah, Leigh-A, why don't you tell us a little bit about what this is?
Actually, how about we let our Empress, since it's kind of her clan's thing.
Well, it is, but the Empress is not all the way in charge. But we are having March Madness with the different cultures in the Wheel of Time. So go and vote for the Aiel right now, as many times as you can, because they should absolutely win it all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We hardly even see the Sharans. And they're a little weird anyway.
Yeah, they basically enslaved the vast majority of their population, forced tattoos on them, and then
Yes.
Damodred becomes in charge. So
Yeah, so first of all, they're not too quick on the get up, letting him get in charge.
Mhm.
But I do have a soft spot in my heart for Aiel because I've got an Avienda, and
Mhm.
there are times that I wonder if that was a good idea naming her after Maiden of the Spear, but we're here now. It's been 10 years, and so
Did the name inspire her personality, or did form follow function? I guess is the question as far as Avienda goes.
I'll be honest. I think the creator thought it would be funny to give me a child that I had no control over. Because my first one was really easy. Like, the reason she has siblings is because she was such an easy baby. I was like, I can do this. It's easy. And then I had a little boy, and I was like, oh my God. Like, why why are they like this? So then,
and we still don't know.
No, I don't. Then 10 years later, like it took a whole decade for me to be okay, I'll chance it again and have another kid. And she is just so, she is so, like, she knows where her name comes from. She wants to go to Jordancon because she thinks it's for her.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah, she very much thinks it's
especially this year.
Yeah, especially when season 2 airs. Everybody's going to be talking about Aviendha.
Oh gosh, if we don't have a cast announcement by then, everybody's just going to be losing their minds.
Well, she already told me I needed to call them and tell them to cast her. And that was like, you're not old enough to be Aviendha in the story.
Mm-hmm.
But
this sounds like an Aviendha.
Yes.
You got one.
But she also said that years from now, when there's a bunch of other Aviendhas, because the show is so popular, she's going to tell them that she's an OG Aviendha, and her mom read the books. So
she's IRL Aviendha.
I love her already.
I love her too.
She's amazing.
Yes,
that's so cool.
Glenn, she's 10. She just turned 10 in January.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's not enough sass to be had in one little body.
Oh my god, so sad. Like, she is essentially a 45-year-old black woman and a little 10-year-old body. And a 45-year-old black woman that is fed up with everything and everybody.
Good for her.
I love that.
I love it. She's ridiculous.
Creator bless you as the mother.
Okay, so if your Aviendha was given a spear,
she'd stab her father.
Yeah, okay.
Stab her father. Like, not to kill him, but definitely to be just like, I got you. Yeah, like, she is constantly on all the time. But yeah, definitely, she'd stab him in the thigh and then she'd laugh about it.
Yeah. Like, what was it in the books that one time where, like, was it Amis who, like, just, like, stabbed Ruach just a little bit? Just, like, the tip? Just the tip kind of stabbing? Yeah. Just a little bit of blood? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be her first move.
Good for her.
Yeah.
A little bit of that is important. Just keeps him in line, right?
Yeah.
I know Melindhra definitely approves.
I am such a fan of her.
Just a little light maiming, yes.
Yeah.
Aes Sedai. Light maiming, for sure.
Yes.
It's important. It's important.
All right. So the next piece of news has to do with Natasha OKeefe, who Rafe had announced at Comic-Con, which seems like years ago now, is going to be a very important woman in the series, but he did not say who. But she posted on her Instagram this photo with, you can't see it with the little banner. I'll see if I can get rid of that. But she put a red heart emoji on her Instagram comments. Yeah. So some people have been speculating that she could be a certain person in the Red Aja. Maybe Elida. What do we think?
That's a good guess. I think that's a good guess.
I'd be very fine with that.
I'm still holding out for her being Lanfear.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, case in point, Mel. Look at this.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I mean,
I think I have a huge crush on her now. Honestly,
I don't want those eyes wasted on Elida's ridiculousness, right?
Well,
like,
Elida's described as handsome, so just kind of not pretty, not gorgeous.
But she's gorgeous.
Yes, Natasha is absolutely 100% gorgeous. I'm with you.
But you
now
know,
that you mentioned Lanfear,
with those eyes, I feel like she would give very good evil looks. Like, I feel like she could look down on people really well.
Yeah. It's really tough. I don't know. I watched a scene of her from Peaky Blinders, and I could see both. I could see her pulling off both roles. But yeah, there was a moment where she just got really emotional and started screaming and crying, and I was like, oh, that could be Lanfear for sure. Like, just this really like ugh,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but
I feel like she's
I
gonna
just-
smash whatever. So
yeah.
I'm so excited.
She
What is
also
this?
did an interview with Tiaras, and she talked about her role on the Wheel of Time being a very, very different role than Peaky Blinders. So that's another clue there. Our Wetlander seems to think that very means Varen. I don't know if you saw his video, but he has decided that's what that means. I don't know about
I
that.
don't think so.
I think our Wetlander has been trying too much Usquai.
Agreed. Yeah. Our second piece of cast news has to do with Daniel Henney, who also did an interview with Content Mode. And he talked a little bit about season 2, Lan and Moraine. So he says, Lan and Moraine will be tested individually and as a warder / Aes Sedai unit. They'll face challenges that have huge implications. I consider season 2 a journey season for Lan. He will be faced with many moments and situations that force him to question everything he's believed in and how he's lived his life up to this point. It's really hard for me to not give too much away, but I will say this: 2 swords, multiple fades, blood, lots of blood.
what do you guys think 2 swords means?
2 swords are better than one?
Because in
It's
the
hard
book,
because we don't like swords, but 2 swords seems kind of fun to me personally.
Maybe he's gonna end up in Arafel, and he's gonna do some double sword training, and then he's gonna use his double sword training with double people. Nynaeve's gonna be mad.
I mean, he's always mad.
well, fair. In like a little bit further up, he talks about Lan dealing with a past. So I wonder if there might be flashbacks to some New Springy type stuff, and maybe he's doing some double sword action with different partners in a New Spring style.
I really hope that the 2 swords are different kind of swords than yeah.
The type of swords we like.
All I can think of is Rage of Dragons, which I'm reading right now. And the main character just learned how to fight with 2 swords, and it was pretty amazing. So
Yeah.
spoilers for Rage of Dragons, by the way.
I was thinking about this because I've been re-listening to Crown of Swords, and I was thinking about this show as I was listening to fight scenes and sword training and stuff, and I was thinking about how amazing Majda was with her fight scene because she had all of that history of training and all of that stuff, and you think about giving Daniel Henney like another year of time to train up and skill up, and he's embraced that, right? And so I can just imagine that his skills will have increased so much that the fights that we saw him do in season 1, which were great, will be just like nothing compared to what he's going to be able to do in future seasons, because he had time, right? Because I think they all just like found out that they were cast and like kind of like immediately showed up and started working, right? But yeah, I don't think we've seen the limit of his potential there.
What do you think the part about their relationship being tested, facing challenges that have huge implications? What do we think that is?
I wonder if that's the shielding or the block from the end of the last season, and it's, since it's so different from the books, it's the challenge that Moraine's going to have to overcome, and her always being in this confident, she's seeking something, even though she's in control, she's very has a very affirmative mindset of where she's going, and now everything that she was. She's one of the most powerful channelers of her time, and now that has been completely stripped. And I wonder if that, and then having Nynaeve in there as well, changing the dynamic of their relationship. His focus isn't only on Moraine. While Moraine's going through this difficult time, his focus is split.
So I know it's different than it was in the book, but I think Moraine's still going to push him away, and the whole I'm going to pass your bond to, I mean, she technically can't now, but the whole passing your bond thing, and I think he's going to fight against that because in his mind, Moraine needs him even more now.
Well, in the books, she's already before.
Right, she's already set it up. That's
it.
true. She's already set it up so that when she goes through the doorway, it just happens. But I think she is just blocked. I don't think she's been
Severed.
Still, yeah. I don't think that's happened yet because I feel like Lan would have had a reaction to it also.
Yeah.
And he did not.
And so for him, he thinks that he thought she was still just blocking their bond.
Right.
And so imagine being a warder and yet being still insisting that you're going to act as a warder and yet not having the intimate, like, information that comes from the warder bond and also the bonuses, right? Like, do his bonuses get blocked because she's masked the bond? Like, I mean, the implication of how
location,
sure,
that's the only thing. Like, they still have all the residual benefits. It's just the direct connection that gets
yeah.
But the implications of trying to remain someone's warder when they are in a dangerous situation and yet still not getting to have those instinctive insights, like, would make doing that job all that much harder. And I can imagine while Moraine is struggling with no longer having access to her power, and Lan is struggling with not being able to protect her in the way that he has been for years, like, there can be so many conflicts to explore there, and I know those two are going to be amazing at it.
And that brings up a really good question, because in the books we don't see a warder's reaction to an Aes Sedai getting shielded. So we don't actually have, like, from the context of the books, what the warder's reaction, does it mask their emotions? Does it mask their locality? And then the show's already changed some of the mechanics of how these things work. So completely new territory here.
Yeah, a lot to explore.
A lot of fun.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love that the show is giving us so many new things to theorize about again. Yes. It's like they've breathed life into the world of Wheel of Time again that we haven't had since, we had new books coming out and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we forgot a really important question, which is what will happen to Buttrock? Does not having the warder bond affect Buttrock? The power of Buttrock, is that reduced by no longer having the bond?
I don't know.
I think that's all natural. I don't think that has anything to do with the power.
There's nothing mystical about it.
It's not a power enhanced Buttrock.
No, I think that's all natural. I don't think we could handle a power enhanced Buttrock.
It's its own Terran.
Oh man, do we have a new hashtag now? Power enhanced Buttrock.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if that was a Terran Grial. What would it do? What would Buttrock do if it was a Terran Grial? Chat. I need your help here. What would it be? Yeah. I mean, we already discussed its abilities to quench.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I think we're all off in La La Land right now. Like, our brains just all went somewhere else.
The show grinds to a halt as soon as we put that on the screen.
We might have a technical issue at the moment.
Yeah. Hold on. We'll all be right back.
All right. So we have some good comments coming in. It would break the world. One clench and he could break the world again. Thank you. It's just the red rod, but for outies, not anything. I love it. I feel like it would be something about like you touch it and you're instantly like super stubborn, right?
Yeah.
Stubborn is not the.
Because it's so rigid.
Okay. Okay, now that you've explained it a little bit, I'm on board.
I was just letting it simmer for a little bit for all of you.
All right. So we have one last piece of news today, which is not even really news. It's like just some ridiculous clownery that happened today, which is that the Tweeter of Chaos led us all to believe that we were going to get something today on St. Patrick's Day. They tweeted yesterday that a lot of stuff about green trivia skills with every 3 questions, and the answer to each question was green. And so we all, of course, as we do, we thought maybe we might be getting some information, maybe a green Aja, maybe Avienda has green eyes. Lots of speculation running rampant, but all we got was this.
It's my boy.
So rude.
That's my boy.
They have so much toe.
So much toe.
They are
Do you hear
dishing
us,
right now.
Tweeter of Chaos? So much toe. So
Okay,
much
but
toe.
I have to admit, like, I was looking at that picture and I hadn't like appreciated his like tunic thing before,
Oh.
and it's pretty classy, you know, like for a peddler. Patton Fane has some good style.
I mean, he's got connections. He's got friends in high and low places, so.
True.
What do
I
you
really
mean by
did like
low,
his
Ebony?
costume.
What do you mean?
just high and low. And plus, he's a peddler. Really, he should be on top of fashion.
Yeah. He's
I
got
was
to
just-
sell the wares, right?
Yes.
Pret-a-porter, literally.
All right. Are we ready to have a despair?
Absolutely.
Sure.
I mean,
Ebony.
I feel like
I
we
mean,
already.
we're ready.
I feel like she already won in some ways because her daughter is Avienda and Avienda wants to stab her
But we're not
dad.
looking for her
Yeah.
daughter, unfortunately.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
We're individual
we
people.
don't. Yeah.
You
All right.
don't get much G for that. It's probably a lot of points, but
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right. Leigh-A, you want to start us off?
sure, I'd love to. We'll start out with a fun one. What is your
Okay.
usquai of choice? Because, nobody drinks at Jordancon or on the show, ever.
Definitely vodka.
Nice.
Yep.
And
Straight
where,
up?
Where
Yes.
would vodka be from in Randland? Would that be like a Borderlander thing, or
I'm gonna say it's from Shan-Chan.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now you skipped the question which would establish this situation. So
Oh,
Yeah. we need to
Excuse me, Melindhra, I turned the.
take us back, Melindhra.
okay, because I need an answer to the question of what is your name, society, and clan.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, I really kind of want to be like the Amerlin seat of the Aiel and be from all and none.
Okay. Okay. So
Um,
like the Kara Karn, but like the wise one version?
yes,
Okay.
The wise one
Yes.
of wise ones. I love it.
yes, yes.
The one of
And-
ones.
And Avienda would like that because she would think she was going to inherit that role. So
No, she wouldn't. That's not how it works.
you can be the one to tell her. I'm not.
Okay.
I've got 8 more years with her in the house. I'm biding my time.
So, as the Empress, you are or are not claiming to be Empress of Sanchin.
So I am also Empress. So it's complicated.
Okay.
So I am
Because I have questions related to this, so I need to know.
Yes. So overarching, I am the Empress of Sanchin.
Okay.
However, I birthed an Aiel,
Okay.
and I can channel, so I'm a green sister.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot of things.
It's a lot
It's
of
a
things.
lot of things.
That
It is.
leads me into the. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say that leads us into the next question, because if you're Green Aja and Sanchin, then we need to ask you, why did you choose to be a Wetlander?
Because my husband is a Wetlander, and it was a moment of weakness. He was really charming. He drew this really nice picture of me, and then he got me pregnant. And after that, he wouldn't stop following me. So, yeah, it is an unfortunate situation. We're trying to convert him to be more Aiel-like,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't get the humor.
Okay. So, but if he were Aiel, he'd have to be a stone dog because he likes to follow
Yes.
you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because of the whole stone dogs
Yeah.
stare at butts. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, and he actually does that a lot. Like, he thinks I don't notice it.
Yes. Good
But
for him.
Absolutely.
He needs to appreciate good assets.
No,
Yeah.
he absolutely
All right.
should.
Well, since we're talking about sniffing butts, I think we need
Bain&Chiad.
to.
She's cutting us off. All right.
No,
Leigh-A.
I just, there needed to be a butt rack whenever we talk about butts. It's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
But Leigh-A, you have the next question. You want to go ahead?
Well, I guess there's a prequel to this question. Are you currently wearing a cadensor?
No.
No, all right. So what is in your Wetlander pockets at this moment then?
At this moment, nothing. Usually, though, chapstick. Usually candy.
What type of candy? And is the candy for you or for other people?
It is for me,
Excellent.
and it's usually chocolate.
In your pockets?
It
Wow.
doesn't. So here, it doesn't stay there that long. like it is
Okay.
continually, like, it goes in there, and then I'll forget for a little bit, and then I go, oh, I've got chocolate, and I eat it, and then I have to go replace it. So it's continually being replaced. And what else? Probably just change.
There.
And whatever random thing Avienda has handed to me to hold.
Aviendas are needy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is a little needy. It's also because she's the baby, so she's gotten a lot of attention her entire life. So
I feel like that tracks.
yeah.
Oh, Rajesh had a good comment. Rajesh, I got to put that up on the screen. He said that you could be Alana's warder because you've got the candy in your pockets.
That is true.
I don't know. Doesn't Alana mostly like fruit though?
I don't know. We don't know if Alana likes chocolate or not.
I mean,
I'm gonna
that's a great
guess she
question.
does.
I would think
chocolate
Alana
covered
would.
fruit. Chocolate covered fruit.
Yes,
I'm gonna vote Alana's an equal opportunity snack Asha.
I think so.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
probably. All right, Mel, do you want to take the next question?
Yes. Ebony,
Yes.
how did you earn G today?
How did I earn G today? I didn't cuss anybody out at work.
Wow. Rum and rattle for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It was a low-key day today. Oh, I did take my poor cat to the vet.
Aw.
So we have 2 cats, they're brother and sister, and one started limping. So I had to take him to the vet today, and because they aren't letting people into the vet's office, they had to sedate him in order to examine him and take x-rays because he did not want to be there.
Was he
Is
limping
everything okay with the
because...
cat?
Go ahead.
Is everything okay with the cat?
Well, so we don't know. We've got to wait until tomorrow to get the results of all the tests they did.
All right, so lots of yellow weaves heading your cat's way.
Yes, but he is still very loopy from the sedation. So for like an hour while I was working from home, I just held him and rubbed his little head while he dozed off. Because I felt so bad for him. Because really, he's the nice one. His sister is horrible. Like, she is... Like, if anybody should be injured, it should be her.
So what happens if the x-ray reveals that Avienda stabbed your cat?
Oh, that is her sweet baby. Like, she will fight me over that cat. She will.
Okay.
He sleeps with her every night.
Aw.
So no, the cats are her. That cat is her sweet baby. Now the other one she would stab, but this one, Newton, no, she would have never stabbed him. In fact, she wanted to take today off from school to be his emotional support human.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's so sweet.
That's really sweet.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
I have a cat story too.
Okay.
My cat underwent a procedure this week and had to go under anesthesia for it. And he is, I was scared to do it, but he did well. He's fine. He's home now, but he is very wobbly and he's like stumbling around like he's drunk. And it's like really sad, but also like a little bit funny. Like last night, he has this cat bed that has like walls around it, and he put his first 2 paws over the wall, and then he just stopped.
oh,
Just stared.
poor
for,
thing.
like,
He probably
3 whole
forgot what he
minutes.
was doing.
And, like, he loves that bed, but he just like could not figure out how to get in it.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh.
I know, he's so sweet. I feel so bad, but they said it would take like a few days for him to feel better. So,
Aw.
oh, cats. All right,
Yeah.
I think I have the next question. Is that
You
is
do.
it my turn for question? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ebony. What notable person would you take Guy Shane?
If he was still alive, Prince.
Ooh.
Nice.
So I literally, when you come through my front door, there's a little shrine to him. I've got 2 Funko Pops. I've got a Purple Rain candle that looks like the candles of the Virgin Mary people have.
Yeah.
And like 5 of the magazines from when he passed away. Like,
Wow.
it's a real issue. Like,
He's
it's probably not healthy. I mean, but it is there.
No, it's like a shrine to your ancestors. That's how you
Yes.
honor him, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so as your Guy Shane, would you just have him like riff on the guitar the entire
All the
time?
time.
Essentially?
All the time.
That would be the only thing that he had to do. He doesn't have to serve tea or fix the
Play the
pillows.
guitar and sing. That was all I need. That's all I need.
I love it. That's perfect. That's perfect.
You and your Guy Shane will be invited to my hold anytime. Hands down. Every single night you're invited. Make sure you bring your Guy Shane. I bet even the Maidens of the Spear and all the Aiel warriors would dance if he was your Guy Shane.
Yes.
You might break the Aiel.
Very true.
Leigh-A, take the
Leigh-A, I
next
think
one.
you're next. Yeah.
All right. So, if you were to start a new warrior society, what would their special skill be?
Seduction.
Can we ramen rattle that one? We need a little bit more details, though. So, a little bit more.
You know how back in the day they had the spies that would just, like, Melindhra, you just seduce them.
No, I don't know anything. What are you talking about?
You seduce them, and then you poison them, and or stab them, whichever. Whichever.
You're speaking
my language. It
depends
on how much time you have. It depends on the time you have. But yeah, that would be it. Because, no offense to any of the guys listening, but you all are not that smart when you see a little bit of cleavage. I don't know what happened. I do know what happens. All the blood goes away. But just saying, it's not that hard to do, guys. So
you're my favorite. I love it.
I think Beth is getting jealous. No.
Sorry, Beth. Or maybe we just need to become first sisters with each other.
That's true.
Ebony and Beth and I, we're gonna first sister it up. I love it. I love it. That you're speaking my language, but I wouldn't necessarily sell all men short on
No.
Like,
not all of
Well,
them.
and it's not just men. Like, let's face it.
No,
Women
cleavage is
are
nice.
do it sometimes too.
Yes.
When
I'm sorry, we're
like
all the ones that
sexy.
pause when butt rock shows up on the screen. So like our brains all stop. It's not just men.
No, we all have our weaknesses.
That's very true.
We all have our weaknesses.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I'm sure Bain&Chiad could like prove the theory right now if she wanted to. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what we were talking about.
Me neither. What are we even doing right now? I'm so
I
confused.
think that's what the Tigraine Shaiel does. It like stops all conversation in its track and just like instantly calms an entire room.
I need one of those fans Aiel uses.
Use your frying pan, Leigh-A.
Haven't we used it for that before in our show? Like things got really intense and like we cooled off with butt rock.
Yeah, I think so.
That was actually kind of a workout right there. Woo!
Even
Now I'm coming
Rajesh
for a
stopped
different
what he
reason.
was doing.
I did not put on deodorant before this.
All right. Am I asking questions?
Yes.
I think
All
so.
right, you are next, Mel.
Ebony, my friend, if you can only pick one, what Wheel of Time character would you take with you to guard your back during a raid on another clan's hold?
Matt.
Oh? Why?
I have a thing for Matt. I mean, honestly, if it was up to me, we'd never make it to the raid. But Matt, yeah. Do you have a thing for Matt too?
Does Melindhra have a thing for Matt?
So, I think, actually, yeah. I mean, I know she was there to seduce him, but how can you not actually get a little bit of a thing for Matt?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, so, here's my whole theory about myself. And full spoilers for anybody who's watching. So, my whole theory about me is that she really did fall for Matt.
Yes.
Like, she wasn't just a spy who shagged him.
Yes.
She was like she literally fell for him, because if she hadn't fallen for him, she wouldn't have been successful. She would have succeeded in the
That's
quest
true.
given to her, because
That's
she
true.
was a trained stabber extraordinaire.
This is true.
And she, in the end, ultimately didn't actually want to go through with the task that she was charged with, because she loved him that much. Thus, the conversation that you and I are going to have later. But now it's extra complicated because you also have a thing for Matt, because I wanted to have a whole conversation with you about Tuon and your thoughts on her and why she's terrible and the worst person ever. And yet you also have it. So I'm like, I don't know. No, like I can't be first sisters with you and have a blood feud with you, Ebony. Like, how are we going to handle this? I don't even know.
Well, you can have a blood
we'll
feud
figure it out.
beforehand and then get it over with and then become first sisters.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think that is probably the way to go.
Yeah.
And as long as Matt has no say in it, it'll be fine. Like, we'll figure it out, and then we'll let him know what we decided.
Mm-hmm. You and I will step away, side of the road, have some tea, have a heart to heart, come back and be charged. Or we'll fight it out, just like Sulin and what's her face? Melindhra, right?
Yes, and keep in mind, I've got my concubine here at home that demands a lot of my attention, so I would only be able to have Matt part-time anyway.
Okay, so you're a sharer. I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm glad we resolved that.
I was feeling particularly stabby.
I was actually a little nervous that Shelly the Wise One was not here because I'm like, she would definitely help moderate this conversation.
I know. Where is Shelly when we need her?
But we do all agree that Tuon is the worst, right? Like that's a given, right?
Yeah,
she
is
the worst.
She could have made a lot better decisions than what she did. Yeah. Like, I like to think that in the aftermath she came around. I'd like to give her the benefit of the doubt and think that maybe Matt influenced her heavily. That's my hope for Tuon.
And maybe her new truth speaker maybe has some.
Yes, I am hoping that the good influences around her let her realize the folly of her ways.
Or just the facts of the world.
Yes, like this is what it is now. Let's go ahead and move
better.
ahead with the times.
Be better people.
Yes, and Shantan can be that much stronger because they have twice as many channelers now.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of hope that you have to have for that people can change their mind about things that they believe in.
Yes, I mean,
like some of the stuff that Melindhra was talking about earlier, like there's the hope that people will change their mind and come around and come to the side of what's right and what's good and, civil rights for everyone and not to get up on my bandwagon, but
that is my hope for Tuon.
Yeah, I think a little bit, she suffers a little bit from being in a very sheltered environment and suddenly being thrust into the world, like taking my Melindhra cap off and putting my not Melindhra cap off. Like she's thrust into a world where suddenly everything isn't structured and perfect and planned, and she's forced to deal with the reckoning of the yucky gray areas that to her she never had to see before, right?
Yeah, well, they were black and white for her. For her, the world she grew up in, it was right and wrong. And then she's now seeing that there's this other alternative. In the books, she's kind of sticking with the black and white world that she lived in, as opposed to eventually moderating it. But
Yeah. And I mean, she was relatively young, and it's a shock to the system. I mean, to find out that you're the very thing that you were taught to like despise almost. I mean, you got to give her time to come to terms with that.
For sure.
Well, I think at that point there's probably less than 6 months in the books from once we when she gets kidnapped by Matt, and then the end of the last battle. That's approximately 6 to 9 months. So that is a quick turnaround, and there's a lot of more shit going on that maybe like freeing all the Domine may not be in the first and foremost on her mind. Like she kind of wants to subjugate the dragon. There's this whole last battle thing, civil war over in her home country. There is a lot of stuff. I'm not defending her at all.
No.
Thank you. You better not be.
not at all defending her. There's a lot going on, and I totally agree. She could have made better choices. And hopefully after the books she does. And I liked what Amis said with her headcanon. So thank you, Amis, for that.
Yeah, we had some good comments in chat. We had Amis say that Tuan ditches the Damane once she gets her hands on the dragons. And then Fudgy Vump, I don't remember this, but apparently in Towers of Midnight, there's 2 prophecies about Shanshan that heavily imply Tuan comes around. One just has her murdered before she enacts change. Do you all remember that? I don't remember that.
I don't, but I'm definitely going to keep my eye out for that on this read through. That's interesting. I might actually go research this right after the show.
I know. I'm really curious now. If you have a chapter, Fudgy Vump, let us know.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to go on.
The quote first. And all you win is a whole bunch of G.
And a ramen rattle. We'll give you a ramen rattle, and you can request a GIF or an overlay that you want to see on the screen. Which request Rock, obviously.
But we're all also going to be at Jordancon, so we'll have things we can share.
We'll have some swag at Jordancon. Yeah, and we haven't even gotten to talk about Jordancon yet. We're getting there.
I know.
We're getting there.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. All right, Ebony, if you could be any Wheel of Time animal, what would you be?
So, funny story. When I first read the synopsis of Wheel of Time, I was like, "Oh, there's dragons! I love dragons!" And then there's no actual dragons. So my first instinct
doesn't have actual dragons. What the fuck?
I was really excited and reading. There's no dragons. That being said, I can't remember the name of the animal. It's a Shanshan animal. And it's like a big cat, but it's got scales. And I can't remember what it's called. Yes, Lopar. They think that's what it's called.
Yeah, Lopar.
Yeah, I would want to be that.
I was Grom was stuck in my head, and I was like, I know that's wrong because that's the frog bear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Lopar.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Flamingo.
I agree with Rajesh that I want to be a Lopar after seeing Todd's drawing. I don't know if you all follow Todd Schumacher on Twitter, but he does the cutest artwork of all the characters. He did all the Aiel, the wise ones, and he's doing this Shanshan now, and his Shanshan characters are so cute. Adorable.
Mm-hmm. They're fantastic.
All right, so Leigh-A, I think you have the next question. You want to go next?
Well, do we want to move on to potential Jordancon questions?
Let's do it.
Empress, since we're getting a little
interest
later
of time.
Yeah.
So I'll ask the first one, but chat, if you guys have any Jordancon questions, go ahead and put them in chat. That one of, not the only reason we brought our Empress on. She's just amazing. But I think one of the first questions that I've seen a little bit online in the past couple of days is a lot of people are concerned about what level of proof they need to show for either vaccinations or rapid tests. So do you have any information for us on the COVID policies that you could share today?
So let me think back, because we had a meeting. I know that the communications team at Jordancon is gonna put something out pretty soon about what you need to have. I do know that they are going to have testing on site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they will have some testing on site, and if I remember correctly, it's going to be similar to last year, where you just needed the proof of vaccination or a negative test. I want to say within 48 hours. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But I will totally get back to you guys.
Awesome.
with the exact information, but I do know that communications is going to be putting something out pretty soon about it. They're just getting all their ducks in a row to make sure, because they don't want to, they're not going to change any of their COVID policies, even though things and the people are acting like it doesn't exist anymore, because people bought their memberships based on what they had in place. You know what I mean? Like the masking and everything. So they don't want to change it on people and then people be uncomfortable.
Got it.
Yeah.
So related to that.
Yes.
I will be a Jordancon newbie, longtime fan, first time attendee. And my concern is if everyone is veiled, how do I know which ones want to kill me or not?
So, I would go by the color of the veil.
Okay.
If it's a dark colored one, watch your back.
Okay.
If it's a lighter colored one, you're probably fine. I know last year they gave out Jordancon masks and they were all white. I'm not sure if they're doing that this year or not, but I think that's a good rule of thumb.
Okay. What about red veils?
I don't trust them. I would just go the other way. Like, don't even engage.
So you're advocating for me to shun half of the Jordancon population potentially?
I mean,
shun or stab.
Ooh. Okay.
I would say refrain from stabbing if possible, just because there's going to be.
Well,
if you do it, don't do it where there's carpet.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
concerned about the stains in the carpet.
Valid. That's very valid. Yeah.
All right, we got
maybe
some
I'll just
questions
bring
in
some
chat.
extra carpet.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, good idea. Good questions in chat. Matt's Dagger X wants to know, when will volunteer spots open up?
So that happens once the schedule is released. It should be released, I would say, in the next 2 weeks or so. So they wait until the schedule is released. So then you can go figure out what things you want to attend to help determine when you want to volunteer.
Got it.
So because you want to match it up, because there might be like an hour and a half where you don't want to go to any of the panels. There's nothing that really interests you. That's a good time to volunteer.
Cool.
And why should people volunteer, Ebony?
So it is the best way to meet people, especially if you're introverted like I am. I know it's hard to believe, but I really am. Like, it takes me a week after Jordancon to talk to people because I do so much peopling at Jordancon. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody after this. I need to recharge.
Yeah.
So, but it's a great way to meet people because, number one, you already have something to talk about. It's whatever you're volunteering, and it's a good way to get to know different areas of Jordancon. So I would say if you're interested in like the art show, you're really into art, volunteer for the art show. It gives you a chance to meet some of the artists. You get to see how things are set up. You can volunteer at registration. That's a really good place to meet people because everybody has to come through there to pick up their badge. So that's a good spot to volunteer too. But there's plenty of opportunities to volunteer. And yes, Joe, that is correct. You get to meet people that don't have the time to go to the panels if you volunteer. Because you get to, like, once you become staff, you don't get to go to very many panels. Guys would be like, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
There's a lot of running around happening.
Yeah, for sure. There was a good question about, where is it? From Joe.
Yep, I got it. What was your favorite evening activity?
So, my favorite evening activity is not happening this year because of COVID, but it's just a room party that they have at the 9-Horse Hitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So aside from that, even though I don't game, I really like going to the gaming hall. It's a good place to socialize with people, and my husband likes the game. So it's nice to see him interacting with my Jordancon friends and making his own little friends and my friend group.
Can you explain a little bit more about the gaming hall? Because I didn't have a chance to go to it last year. I've heard a lot about it. And it runs all day, correct?
Correct. Well,
Friday
yeah, it does.
Friday and Saturday it runs all day?
Yes, it does. They have a whole bunch of different games. Now, in the past, you could bring games to play and that kind of thing. Not so much anymore. But they basically, you can sign up to reserve a table to play a game, or you can just join in a game. We played I watched my husband play an awesome game that was like Harry Potter trivia mixed with Cards Against Humanity.
Oh,
And it was hilarious and wrong in so many ways because those characters are children, but it was a lot of fun. And they have the more intense games that my husband likes, like the strategy games, like the games that you're going to be there all night playing. But then they have simpler games too.
okay.
So, but it's really great if you're on Facebook. There is a Jordancon gaming group that you can join. And they have a lot of information there. They did just have a contest for I can't think of the word now, but basically a campaign for Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah,
they
have a write-up. Yeah, a
Yes.
content write-up. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I almost entered something, but then I was like, I don't want to run a D&D game.
So, but it's a good place just to hang out too. Like, even if you're not gaming. And normally they have a Shan-Chan poker tournament. I haven't heard anything about that this year, but the proceeds to that, I think it was a $20 buy-in, and the proceeds go to charity. But I'm not sure if they have it this year or not.
And what's you guys' charity again? Remind us.
Oh my gosh.
Mayo Clinic.
It is the Mayo Clinic, but it's specifically for the research of the disease that Robert Jordan had, which I cannot say that word. But if you go to the Jordancon website, it actually says it on the website. But it is the Mayo Clinic specifically for research on that specific disease.
Awesome.
So Far Strider wants to talk about the con suite. Is there really food there for attendees and for all meals?
Yes. So, and yes, Danalu, that is the disease, and Joe. So for con suite, this year it's gonna look different. We did not have it last year in July because COVID. So in the past, yes, they served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now it was not gourmet 5-star by any means. It was very simple things: bagels for breakfast, lunch, hot dogs, pizza, and usually pizza. And then for dinner, it was substantial. You'll probably still want to go out at some point for a heavier meal, but it is excellent, and snacks too. It is excellent to go to in between. And it's something that I encourage everybody to do because food is expensive. The hotel restaurant is expensive. So again, it's another great place to socialize and hang out. You can sit in there and eat. You can take the food back to your room. They have drinks. And that's another place where you can volunteer. So they do have gluten-free options and vegetarian options.
And is that included with your membership?
Yep, it's free.
That is so cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, the membership's a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is.
And there is a Publix within walking distance also if you want to buy, like if you don't want to take an Uber or Lyft somewhere.
And DoorDash too.
DoorDash, which
DoorDash
does tend to be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
Like all those delivery options. That's what, unfortunately, they didn't have the con suite last year, so we were murdering the restaurant with long lines of people.
Yes. But there's restaurants totally in walking distance. I am not a walker, but I totally walk to Cheesecake Factory. So you can totally walk. And the hotel has a shuttle. They didn't have it in July, but I think it'll be back up and running, which is also good to know if you fly in and take the MARTA. And the MARTA station is technically walking distance from the hotel, but you may want to get the shuttle.
Yeah, it's just over a mile.
Yeah, but if you're dragging your luggage and everything, you might want a shuttle.
Especially for those of us bringing lots of cosplay stuff.
Yes.
And tiaras.
Yes.
So Beth was talking about not drinking too much so that she can't function the next day. Is that something you would recommend, Ebony?
Hydrate. So, and make sure you eat enough for the amount you're going to drink. Also, no open containers in the hotel, but they will not check your sippy cup. So, just...
Which is a really good reason to get yourself a 3 full top water bottle.
Look at how that
which
works
you
out.
can find on malkiertalks.com/3 full top.
Yay!
Excellent merch plug.
That
Thank
was
you.
great.
Beautiful. So
Well
Thank you,
done.
Ebony. That was an amazing setup. You really did well.
we did not
We
pay
didn't
her.
script that, guys. We didn't
No,
script
not
it.
at all.
Roger wants to know if there's a grocery store near the hotel.
I don't know for sure about a grocery store, but there's definitely a Walmart that you can Uber to. I want to say there is a grocery store.
There's a
did not-
Publix in one of those.
Yeah.
The
But
Publix is one of those southern grocery chains, which is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
heard there good fried chicken there. I have.
Good fried chicken, pub subs. So
Yes.
go get the sandwich subs. It's a sub. It's
Yeah.
a pub sub.
Yeah.
Those are excellent.
And if you're driving in, totally bring snacks.
Yeah. Also, last year I did take a lift up. There's a Trader Joe's
Okay.
fairly close by, but it's definitely not walking. You have to take a cab or a Lyft or an Uber up there if you want some
More
Trader Joe's
expensive
style
grocery.
food.
Yes.
Yeah. They've got cheap wine.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, like that's what I'm. This is my $5 Trader Joe's wine right now. That's why I go to Trader Joe's.
I'm disappointed it's not called $2 Chuck anymore. That's what it used to be called.
It did. It did. I remember that. Farstrider says they didn't see the shuttle on the hotel website. Is that for Jordancon specifically?
It is not. It is just the regular hotel shuttle. But like I said, I'm not sure if they're going to have it this year or not. I don't know if they didn't have it last year because of COVID or if it was another issue. But I will totally call the hotel and find out if they're going to have the shuttle because I don't want to walk from the MARTA personally. So.
Roger wants to know if men are allowed to wear tiaras.
Of course.
Of
And
course.
kilts. So, tiaras and kilts are a big deal.
Or both.
Yes, or both. The guys normally wear their kilts on Friday. And let's see. There's a picture taken with the kilts and the tiaras on Friday. And at some point, they'll post what time. But yes, wear your tiara. I wear mine the whole weekend. I switch out. Normally, I bring my wigs with me and switch hair. I haven't decided what hair I'm going to have for Jordancon this year. But yeah, enjoy it. I honestly think everybody should wear a tiara at least twice a month. So,
You know what you should do? I don't know if you have this wig, but it would be cool if you had the Alana hair with all the little like bands. You know, like that amazing.
Yeah.
I loved all of her hair designs. Those were amazing.
that is an idea. Okay. Hair is just an accessory. It is just.
Yeah. That would look amazing on you.
Thank you.
Okay. What was this question I saw that I didn't? Someone's like, can we talk about the no open bottle policy, please? From
That's
yeah,
the
MK?
hotel. That is totally the hotel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sippy
MK.
cups. Sippy cups are the answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, they're not going to check your water bottle, and if they do, act real offended. Like, how dare you?
Fill in coffee mugs. when I got there last year, Jesse from Turning of the Wheel, like, cracked open a bottle of wine in her purse, like, had her big bag, had her big coffee mug, and was just pouring wine. She's like, all right, and fill it up. Who wants some? And I was just like, and Jordancon has officially started. It was wonderful. The best way to start, like, the new friends that I had known online for the longest time, seeing them first time face to face. And you guys know me, I love my wine, I love my Usquai, and it's like a little hesitant to like kick it right away, and having her just, who needs some? Like, yes, these are my people.
Glenn would like to know, because he's old, what the bloody heck is Venmo? I don't know.
That is a way to send money to people without having to have cash on you.
It's an app you can download on your phone.
Yeah. And so it's great that it exists, but like you can't use the excuse I don't have cash on me anymore when they come around the office taking up collections for people's birthdays. You're like, I don't have cash on me. Like, do you have Venmo? Yeah.
So it's like PayPal, but between humans, not you and a business.
Yeah. Another one is Cash App, and then there's Zelle too, that goes directly from your bank. Yeah. Also, while we're talking about money, everything in the dealer hall and the art show, they don't take cash anymore. You'll need a debit or credit card if you plan on buying anything.
Good to know.
What type of stuff can we expect in the art show, all of those places?
Okay, so at the art show, it used to be, before the actual show started, we had all the wonderful Wheel of Time artists with all their Wheel of Time pictures and everything. We don't have that anymore. But we still have those same artists draw other things. So we have Ariel Burgess does a lot of stuff. Paul, whose last name I can't remember, but he dresses up like Rand all the time. He has a lot of stuff in there. So a lot of artists get booths for their artwork. You can buy originals. You can buy copies. Leigh-A Powell will be there with her stained glass.
Not me. Not me.
She'll be there with her stained glass. She makes these great dragons that I buy one every year. We'll have people with jewelry. There's a lot of jewelry makers there. Just a lot of crafts, all very fantasy and sci-fi themed. So that's in the dealer's hall art show. We also have a charity auction, which is really, really awesome. Yes, Joe, that's his last name. I'm so glad you're here, Joe. We also have the charity auction where you can donate items and you can bid on them. All of it goes to charity. You can get really awesome stuff from there. Sometimes Harriet, Robert Jordan's widow, donates stuff. And actually in the Facebook group for Jordancon, they're doing Chair Tuesdays where they're showing different items every Tuesday.
They've been posting some really cool stuff.
Yeah, so it's really awesome, and they have an online way to bid now. So before it was chaos because you actually wrote on the little bid sheets and then you have to run back and check, and it was a mess. But now they do have it online, so and they'll be posting that information soon.
That's amazing. All right, so does anyone else have any more questions?
I was just going to say, do you have any special advice for a first-time Jordancon visitor?
Oh, I have so much advice. So, be sure you volunteer. Be sure you get as many ribbons as possible. You'll get a ribbon from me. Should I explain the ribbons?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, there's this thing at Jordancon where you get a badge. Actually, if you hold on, I will go grab a badge and show you.
Yeah.
Actually, you keep talking. Oh, well, never mind. So I'll pick up a little bit. So the badges are these things that various people make. And Ebony, I was just picking up. So various people make these badges. You can find them. A lot of content creators make them.
So this is. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
This is from last
I was
year.
picking up where you were
Oh, okay.
leaving
So
off.
this is my husband's badge from last year. So you'll get this nice shiny badge. It'll have your name. It'll have your actual name and then your badge name if you pick one. I don't call him Dr. Ado, but that's what I put on there because our last name is Adomanis and he got his doctorate a few years ago. So he's Dr. Ado. Yes. But so these are the ribbons. And it started out as specifically for like vendors and guests and everything. And then the rest of us figured out we could make our own ribbons and buy them and hand them out to people. So you get a ribbon for being a first timer. You also get a ribbon if you're not a first timer, because the first year I did ribbons for first timers, everybody was like, I want a ribbon too. So now I give everybody a ribbon.
So basically, everybody needs to come find you at one point or another.
Yes. There's a special ribbon I give out as the Empress, but you have to say a certain phrase to me in order to get it.
Do we get a, since you're here, do we get a heads up on what the question is?
Well, it's not a question. You just have to say a specific phrase. So, and
Maybe something related to you being an Empress.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But pretty much at this point, just about everybody that comes to Jordancon or has been coming for a while has ribbons. Joe got ribbons this year. I got special ribbons for anybody who has a kid or a pet named after a Wheel of Time character.
Really get out.
Yes.
I got Wilder, who...
But there's all kinds of ribbons that you can get. Some people make it a competition. You will see people with ribbons all the way to the floor.
And there is Facebook rivalry on the Jordancon.
Yes, people are really serious about these ribbons.
So if you go to the Jordancon Facebook page, like, people aren't actually mad at each other.
Oh, no.
That's a joke that they're doing, by the way.
Yes.
I find that very difficult because the face blight has been hard to like navigate lately. So I like the inside information about whether those people are serious or not.
Oh yeah,
because
so nobody.
Aiel sometimes don't get Wetlander humor.
Yeah. Just for the most part, nobody there is serious on the Jordancon Facebook group. Honestly, if people are getting too serious, they won't be in the group very long. Like it's fine. Everything's fine. But ribbons are also a good way to get to know. Like, it gives you an excuse to go up to somebody. Like, you can go ask them where they got their ribbon, if they have any ribbons. It's a good conversation piece.
Love it.
And Ebony, you have an article on ribbons, right?
I do. So
tell us about your articles.
Yes, I do posts called New Member Mondays, which I didn't do one this past Monday because life. I know. But they are basically little blog posts. You can find them at jordancon.org, and they post them on the Jordancon Facebook page and in the group. And it just touches on different things that first-timers should know about Jordancon. The next one will be about volunteering. I'm going to do one about the costume contest. We are having the dance party this year, which we didn't have last year. So I may do one about that, and then I'm going to do a general one just about the panels and the workshops. So they're just good little tidbits, and you can go to jordancon.org and look under blogs, and you can see the ones from. You should really go to that website and look at all the blogs because there's great information about Jordancon in there. Let's see, what else do first timers need to know? Told you about the con suite.
Costumes, are they mandatory?
Yes. Oh no, not at all, because I do not have that talent. That is not how the Lord gifted me. They are not mandatory at all. Some people wear a different con shirt every day. Just come in your regular clothes. I tell you what.
So if somebody wore a stabby stab, one of you two ladies, stabby stab.
Oh yeah.
No.
So
Bain&Chiad, Melindhra, stabby stab. Your
What are we
t-shirt.
stabbing? Oh,
wear your t-shirt. Yes.
I forgot what I was wearing.
Wow! Holy cow! Well, that nerd crap right there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roof Mistress.
Thank you, Roof Mistress. Sorry.
Oh my goodness! They're like
That's all right.
talking about Jordancon.
I was just way into what you were saying.
I was too. And I was looking, there were like a ton of questions in chat. I was trying to figure out how to get to them all.
I'll stop asking questions. I haven't been looking at chat.
But wear whatever you like. We just ask that you don't come clad in the light. So just what? I know.
Okay, so Mel.
But what if there's a raid?
Mel,
What about just a shuka?
Earlier, this is why.
Okay, but Bain&Chiad has a good point. If you're wearing a shufa, are you clad in the light? Because you always have to wear a shufa.
I am guessing you are gonna have to take that up with hotel staff. Yeah, I think, and honestly, I am pretty sure that Jordancon doesn't care. They just don't want to have to deal with hotel staff about it.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm not. I was not expecting those responses.
All right, we have to wrap up soon, but I'm going to try to rapid fire these last few questions we got here.
Sure.
Has anyone ever made a 7-striped ribbon stole before?
No, they haven't. But that sounds like a goal.
Goals.
Totally. All right. For this year, will it show the badge name or... I'm not sure I follow this one. Hold on.
Badge name with the actual name or just the badge name on the badge? I think you can choose.
So you can choose. Like mine says Melanin Blessed Empress, and then below it, it says Ebony Adomanis. So you can have it just say your name, or you can put, when you registered, it asked for a badge name. And then your actual
question was asked recently on Twitter or somewhere else, I can't remember. And Joe, I know, helped answer the question. Like, email the registration people.
Yes, if you want to.
Whether or not it's too late, if they've gone to print already.
Yes.
You can go back and ask them at this point.
Yes, and that's just registration.
That is still an excellent question.
Yeah, it's the registration's email address is registration@jordancon.org.
This is why we have you here.
You're amazing. Is there a prize for avoiding ribbons?
Just pride. Just your pride. That's it. For not being a sheep and following the rest of us. That's
your own form of G.
Yeah.
Is there a consequence for taking the 5th of people's ribbons after you have stabbed them?
There's consequences to everything. It depends on who you take it from. I am guessing.
Okay.
So I would just say size them up before you do it.
They're very wise of you.
That's good. All right.
Wisest of wise ones.
Kay, did you want to know what the past blogs were about, or the past new member Monday post were?
Maybe it was about the dance parties? I don't know. That came up around the time of the dance party discussion.
Yeah,
okay,
MK, can you
what
clarify
ones
the
are you
question
talking
and
about?
we'll go to another one?
Yeah, let us know what you mean, MK, because we got a little bit behind.
Chat's hilarious right now.
Why don't we just continue on and maybe
Well, and
I don't think there's any more. I'm not seeing.
Is there gonna be karaoke?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yes. As far as I know, there is gonna be karaoke. Yes. Which is great. And my husband will sing for you all because he thinks he can. And he enjoys it.
What does the winner get?
Karaoke?
Because it is a competition, right?
There is, and I don't remember if they get a trophy or if it's just bragging rights.
Well, and doesn't the winner get to do a parody song or something like that at the next opening Jordancon? Or I don't know if they're doing that, but
normally at opening ceremonies, whoever are
not the opening ceremonies, but the opening of karaoke.
Oh, you know what? They might. I'll check though. I'll double check.
Yeah,
Joe,
right.
do you know?
I love having Joe here. Joe's amazing.
Yeah, Joe, help me out. But as far as the past newbie blog post, honestly, it's basically the same things. Con suite, costume contests. There'll be one closer to Jordancon, just going over all the rules, kind of what to expect and everything. I will warn you guys, this one is going to be a pretty big Jordancon. I think people are happy to get out. So lines may be a little longer at things. We're going to be at full room capacity for panels, but rooms still may
So
fill
show
up.
up early to panels is what you're recommending? If
I
you want to
would.
really go to one?
I would. If there's one you really want to see, get there early. Make sure you can get a seat. Workshops. So the workshops you have to register for. I'm pretty sure they don't have an online registration for that yet. Normally you sign up the morning of. Some of them do cost money and you just pay whoever's running the workshop. But they are limited depending on what the workshop is. So you want to make sure you sign up for those as early as possible too. And as far as how many people tend to attend the panels, Beth, it depends on the panel and the track. I don't know if they're doing Robert Jordan notes this year, but that's always been a real popular one where they talk about Robert Jordan's. They give us tidbits from his actual notes. Stuff like there was a storyline where Egwene was going to marry Galad after what's his face died, and she was pregnant, but then Robert Jordan didn't do that. So that one's always real popular. There's a trivia one that's real popular. There is a Brandon Sanderson track, a Cosmere track. Those tend to fill up really quick because who doesn't love Brandon?
But Sanderson will not be here this year, correct?
This is not a Sanderson year. I believe he'll be there next year.
Okay.
And the years he's there, you'll know about it because we make a big deal about it. Let's see. What other tracks are real popular? They do a sci-fi track, which is good, and there's also a writer's track. So if you are a aspiring author, definitely check those out.
And this year, won't there be a TV show track?
So it's gonna be part of the World of Wheel of Time.
Okay.
It'll be part of the World of Wheel of Time track. They'll have panels for the TV show.
And for tracks, what Ebony's talking about is there's basically a schedule listed out, and so there's columns that align to times. So those are the tracks that you would want to look for things on.
I don't know if there's going to be a Dresden panel this year. So I haven't seen the schedule yet. I've seen like bits and pieces of what different people are doing, but the whole schedule hasn't been put together yet. I don't remember any mention of a Dresden panel, but if they had it, it would probably show up on the sci-fi track. Also, there's an app. Now, in the past, we had our own specific Jordancon app. The guy that normally does it is on sabbatical. So we'll be doing an app through another service, but it'll have the schedule in it. It'll have important information in it. Just a lot of basic information. We also have a new members guide that we are going to put online, and we'll have physical copies there too. It'll have a map of the hotel. It'll show you where everything is. Just basic good information. It'll list all the close restaurants and all that kind of stuff. The room capacities are not going to be limited this year the way they were last year. It'll just be the capacity of the actual room. So not that I know of. Okay. I'm really sad.
I bet there's about like 45 Aiel that you don't know of that are actually.
That's true. But yeah, right now, if they are attending, it is a super big secret. Like only Jen and Jimmy know. So
Wow. Amazing.
Thank you so much, Ebony. You
Sure.
gave the most amazing information.
Wonderful.
So go check out the blog on jordancon.org for more info from Ebony. And it sounds like there will be more info coming out soon about volunteering, panels, all that good stuff.
Yep, plenty of stuff. Don't think there's anything. Oh, sign up for the Jordancon newsletter too.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that is very helpful. And also, I'm real easy to find on Twitter. If you guys have any questions, you can message me on Twitter. You can message me on Facebook. It's fine. So just let me know.
Yeah, she's great for first timers. Just real quick, last year was my first Jordancon, and I was on a panel and went down to the panel gallery and I was like, I don't know where the fuck my room is. I searched for a while, then panic ran back and saw Ebony and I was like, okay, can you just like point me in the general direction? And she just stopped the conversation with everyone that she was talking to. I was like, you know what? Let's go. I will take you. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. And very politely got herself out of the conversation she was in, got me to where I needed to be just in the nick of time. And then I went back and continued the polite conversations for everybody that was still waiting for her.
That's amazing.
She is a wonderful human being. If you have any questions,
Thank you.
Just go find her.
Yes, come find me. And you know what?
In for all the ribbons. Like, if we're using all the ribbons, you don't have to have a question.
Yes. And I'm real easy to find. I'm one of the only brown ones there. So
but hopefully more, right?
Hopefully more, yes.
So many more.
Yes. But, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of loud at Jordancon. It is not hard to find me. and I'll be wearing...
In general, you're in the art dealers, not where the artists or the authors are, right?
Yes, the authors alley. So just right in the lobby where you first come in. And also, I wear green all weekend. Yes, Rajesh will be brown too, yay! But I do try to wear green all weekend to represent my Aja. And I normally post my picture in the Facebook group of what I'm wearing that day to make it easier for people to find me. So...
Awesome. Those are all great tips.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for taking so much time and sharing all of this with us and joining us today for Fear the Spear. We didn't even officially end Fear the Spear. We just kind of
we just kept going.
But I'm pretty sure you won. So
good job. 100%. I don't think we survived. You defeated us with your knowledge.
Took us down. Yeah, but I do believe there was a request earlier, one last request, Bain&Chiad.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
I think I don't even have to look because I know what it was for.
Yeah. I was just waiting for you to just pull it out. I knew you had.
I think Beth has a question.
I knew you were with me.
One more question, Beth. Okay, last question before we wrap up. Go ahead,
sure?
I know, right? Oh, such nice comments.
Trolloc question.
Yes,
Trolloc question. Oh, Fear the Spear. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Ebony. Trollocs are hot. True or false?
Are we talking temperature-wise or appearance-wise?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Temperature-wise, I think so. Appearance-wise, to the female Trollocs, because they do breed. So, they're hot to them.
I feel like that was a cop-out. I don't know.
It absolutely was.
I don't know.
That's an Empress answer if I ever heard one.
Yeah. It absolutely was a cop-out. So.
Yeah. You just haven't had as much experience with Sky Sex Trolloc as the rest of us.
It's true.
No,
Sky Sex
no, I have not.
I would put him on the screen, but I can't. I don't know where. He's probably way down at the bottom. Have to scroll.
She's
for an
just
hour,
saving him for herself.
I'll make sure he's there and he's at the top.
We can tag her on Twitter with our favorite sexy Trolloc.
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay,
yeah, we'll give her a bonus.
All right, well, thank you so much for having me on, guys. This was so much fun. And
You're
it was
fantastic.
Yeah.
much
Thanks for
better
being
than
with
doing the
us.
housework I was supposed to be doing tonight. So
Yes.
No,
Totally.
the honor is ours. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And thank you to all the foldies in chat for your amazing questions and for being here as you always
such
are.
good questions.
And thank you to my amazing co-hosts for letting me take over tonight. I hope
You did
I earned some G.
Fantastic.
And if not, I will be
I think we hit
back.
all the. I think we hit all the butt rock records, honestly. So
Did we do more than 6? Just in case, maybe I should just do one really quick before we go.
Yay! That's a wonderful way to end it up.
Totally.
All right.
All right.
I
Thank
will
you
see
so
you
much,
guys at
Ebony.
Jordancon.
Awesome. See you at Jordancon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.